All right, let's get started by prepping our face. I'm going to be using the Too Faced primer and applying that all over my skin. Then I'm going to be using the Professional primer in the center of my face and nose. That's where I have my largest pores. Then I just picked up some white Halloween makeup. It's a cream makeup, and I'm just going to try applying it with a brush first. And this is a really cheap makeup that you can buy at the Halloween store. I didn't really have time to buy any of the oil base, which I found, and you will see later on in this video that this doesn't apply as easily as I thought it would. Using the brush, it definitely left a lot of streaks and I wasn't liking how it was looking, so I decided to try and buff it out with a beauty sponge. But as I started doing that, I noticed that it was actually removing some of the makeup, so I went in and just used the regular white little foam sponges that you can find pretty much in any beauty supply, and that actually applied the base or the white makeup a lot better. I still wasn't too happy with how it came out, but I am going to go back and retouch it. So right now I'm adding just some powder underneath my eyes and over my eyelid to prep for the eyeshadow, and I'm starting with the kind of a red orangey eyeshadow, and I'm using the Morphe palette. I will link it down at the bottom, by James Charles. And I will also list the shades that I used for my eyes in the bottom bar. I went in and added a little bit more of the red to intensify the outer corner of the eye, and I also brought that in at the bottom layer, bottom corner of the eye. Now it does look a little messy, but you know, this is Halloween, so I really wasn't too worried about it being too clean. And I'm bringing that red eyeshadow a little bit more towards the center of my eye, just blending it out. Then I'm picking up a black pigment shade here, and I'm just focusing it on the outer corner of the eye just to deepen that shadow. Again, I'm not worried about how clean it looks. I'm just kind of buffing it out and blending it in with the red. I went in and added a little bit more of the red and brought it towards the center of my eye. Just wanted to kind of draw that cat eye look. Then I went in with white shadow and I packed it on the center of my lid just to brighten up the center of it, and cleaned up a little bit of the red that had been blended a little too low for me. Next, I went in and added some liner. This is just some black liner. I did a little wing. I didn't go too crazy. Then I went in and I just used my fingers and added a little bit of more of the white makeup. I found that actually using my fingers, it was easier to blend. So again, it looks a little patchy. I highly recommend that you buy more of the professional type makeup, unless you're fine with it looking a little streaky. I ended up getting a lot of compliments, so I was fine with it. Then I went in and popped some eyelashes, and I'm also intensifying the bottom part of my eyelid underneath my eye, and just add a little bit more of the black and red and just kind of blended everything out. Right here, I'm just using a light shade of eyeshadow just to start outlining the lines that go down the face. I just used a picture of actually Pennywise and try to mimic how the lines were coming down my face. And this is really just to kind of help me guide before I actually added the red paint. Here I'm just using a pencil brush, and I dipped it into some red paint that I bought again at the Halloween store. And I'm going over the outline that I drew just so that I wouldn't make a mistake and I kind of knew where to go. Again, it looks a little rough, but I go in and clean it up several times. You do have to kind of go over it several times in smaller strokes. Now, as far as my hair, I did just put it in 2 buns and I spray painted it with some red paint. And this is what it came out with, which I actually thought it was really cute. Now here I am doing the outline of the nose and I'm filling in with the red paint. Again, just using the pencil brush, and then I went and just added some red liquid lipstick. This is by NYX or NYX Cosmetics, and it's just a red shade that I had laying around. Then I went in and picked up a little bit of the black eyeshadow, and using a different pencil brush, I try to create a shadow next to the red lines just to give it a little bit more spooky look. And I think it made it definitely a lot better. I also packed up a little bit on the outer corner of my mouth, of my lips, just to make it, again, more of a spooky or shadowy lip. And I'm just packing that on with a different blending brush. And we're almost done, and you can see Michael Myers made an appearance. I did add some fake teeth that actually I found at the Halloween store for Pennywise as Michael Myers prepares his wig. And there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Happy Halloween and eat lots of candy.